Welcome back to the channel, you lovely people. Thank you for viewing. So today's video is part 3 to the FBA mini-series. So that means today we're going to be walking through how to create your first listing on Amazon. So Seller Central have recently updated their platform, and as of right now, this will be the first video on YouTube to walk you through the most current and updated version of Seller Central. So stay tuned and we're going to walk through the entire process of listing your first product on the new Seller Central layout. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. So the very first thing we need to do when we're listing our product on Amazon is we need to find what category we're going to be listing it under. So when you're inside your Seller Central, you're going to go to add a new product. So I'm adding a product not currently sold on Amazon. Now when you get through to this new layout, it's going to look something like this. So you can either browse the category manually, or you can type in the search bar what item you are listing and it will find the most relevant category for you. If you are still doing this under the old Seller Central, then we'll go through the manual process just so you get to grips with that anyway. So if you don't know how to find your product category, all you need to do is search for your competitors. So ideally, when you're doing product research, you should have a few competitors in mind. These are the people you think that you are directly going to be competing against. So go ahead and go to their listing and check what category they are selling under. So this is our competitors listing. So all we're going to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page and find where it says the best sellers rank. So under product information, we've got the best sellers rank here down in the bottom left. Just to the right of that, we can see the product categories. Now pick the one that has the lowest number. So that the lower the number, the higher the rank is. So this is the best sellers rank basically means number one is the best. It's the same in sports. When you're at number one, you're doing the best. So the lower the rank, the better you're doing. So pick the one with the lowest number. So in this instance, 38. And then we want to get to this category right at the end, reusable grocery bags. That is the category that we are going to be placing our product in. So we would go back to Amazon and we would go through this process. So we would find kitchen and dining, storage and organization, travel and to-go foods, and then grocery bags. So you could do that here. So the layout on mine is slightly different because I'm a UK seller. So mine would be under home and kitchen and so on and so forth. However, for the sake of this, we are just going to now type in reusable grocery bags. And this is going to fine tune it for us. So as you can see there, it's done the process for us. So before we would have manually had to search through each one of these categories until we got to this subcategory right at the end, which is reusable shopper bags. Amazon have sort of taken that hard work away from us now, and they've sort of done it for us. So all we need to do is now type in our product and then select the category. So once you've selected your category, the very first thing I need you guys to do is up here in the top left corner, select advanced view. So you'll notice at the moment there are 5 bullets up the top that we need to fill in. This is the process we need to do to complete our product listing. And you can see here there are only 5 boxes we need to fill out. Well, if we click advanced view, it's now expanded this top bar and it's expanded this down here as well. So not every field is mandatory, but there are a few points that we can add in, especially under the offers tab and the vital info tab that is going to really help boost our sales. So the first thing you need to do is determine what marketplace you're selling in, because that's going to determine the product ID type that you need to fill in this box here. So the second box here, click that and it's going to open up this tab with all of these different product ID types. So if you're selling in the US market, which is Amazon.com, you would select UPC, and now we can type in the product ID. So the actual ID is going to be a 12-digit code you received when you purchased your barcodes. So go ahead and fill in that now, and then we can move on to the item name. Now the item name is just a fancy term for the title. So if you don't really know what the title is, that's fine. This bit here is the item title. So it's the bold bit of text that your customer sees prior to actually clicking on your listing. So we can go ahead and actually type in our brand name here. So Eco-Friends, which is our brand name. I always suggest putting your brand name at the beginning of the product title for brand awareness and for continuity, because you have to put your brand name elsewhere as well. So if you're constantly showing your customer your brand name, you're building that brand awareness around your own product. So for the sake of this title, we're just going to put something like Eco-Friends reusable tote bags. So at the moment, we haven't done keyword research, so we don't know what our proper title is going to be. So later on, once you've done your keyword research, you would come back to this and you would change your title based on what keywords you found. but we haven't done that yet. So for the sake of this example, all we're doing is we're putting our brand name followed by the broadest search term available for this product, which is reusable tote bags. Now, your brand name, obviously we just discussed this. This is Eco-Friends. This is the brand name I made up for the sake of this video. However, when you are coming to design your brand name, you need to think broadly about who you're selling to and what marketplace you're selling in. So you need to simultaneously refine your brand name to your niche without refining it so much it can only sell one product. So my example here, Eco-Friends, it's refined the marketplace to the reusable eco-friendly market, but it's not refined it so much that I can only sell reusable tote bags. I could also sell reusable food wraps or food containers or anything that's in the eco-friendly market space. So you need to bear that in mind when you're making your brand name. Now, the manufacturer name. This is your storefront name, and it's going to appear as a blue hyperlink on your listing. So for continuity and for brand awareness, I like to keep this the same as my brand name. So up here, you'll see this is the manufacturer name, Tosnail. So if we actually click on this hyperlink, it's going to take us through to this seller's storefront. So this is what your storefront will look like when you start to build up a portfolio of products on Amazon. So we can see here the manufacturer's name at the top of the screen in bold. Now, for continuity's sake and for brand awareness, this seller has made the brand name and the manufacturer's name the same, which is what I recommend you doing. If we were to look at his products, we can see at the start of every one of his titles, he has the name Tosnail. So we can see in these 4 examples, we can also see in these 4 examples, every single one of his listings, he has included his brand name, and it's the same as his manufacturer name. So definitely keep those two the same. So the bottom 4 fields under this first tab of vital information, they aren't actually entirely relevant. So you only need to fill out a form when it has this asterisk next to it. So this is just this little star, and that basically means that this field is mandatory and we have to fill it in. So we're going to skip these 4 because we don't know the color or the size because we're not actually listing this product. So once you finish your vital informations tab, it's going to bring you through to the variations. Now, you may not have a variation on your product, so if you don't, just go ahead and click continue. But if you do have a variation, you would select what variation you have, and then you would fill out the relevant fields. So it's a very simple process, very similar to the first tab. However, now you're just expanding that to your variations. So each variation is going to have its own product ID. So for the sake of this, we're just going to do a color just to show you guys. So we would go, let's just create the red color. So now at the bottom, it's expanded some more fields that we need to fill in. So again, your product ID, similar to the first box we filled in on the first page, this is going to be a unique 12-digit code. It's going to be different to the product ID that you just typed in because this is now a new variation. Therefore, it requires a new barcode. So go ahead, type in the 12-digit product ID and select UPC. Condition, we know it's new. And then you would type in your price and how many you are selling. How many of this product do you have in stock? So you can save all of that and then click continue. However, we're not doing a variation on this, so we're just going to continue as normal. So click continue, and now it's taking us through to the offers tab. So this is one of the most essential tabs for your product listing. And this is where you are deciding your price, but not only your price, but this is where you can start to play those mind tricks on your customers. So your price, this is an inflated price that you are bumping up in order to make your customer see some perceived value in your product. So we're going to go ahead and put this at $60. Now, your sale price, this is the actual price that we are happy to sell at. So we're going to go ahead and type in $30 here. So very quickly, what this is going to do on our listing is it's going to say price $60, and then it's going to slash that out, and then it's going to say discount price $30, saving of $30, which is 50%. So it's going to look something like this. So here we can see the listed price, $19.99, and then we can see the sale price, which is $14.99. So underneath it says you save $5, 25%. So that's what we want our customers to see. So like I said, on our listing, it will say something like $60 down to $30, saving of $30, 50%. So go ahead and select a sale date. So just select today's date, whatever day you're listing your product. 29th of January in this case, and then select an end date whenever you want the end date to be. So we're just going to do a month. I recommend putting it for the entirety of your listing history, so never let this date run out. So if you are forgetful, then when you're creating your first listing, just put it for like a year or 2 years from now, just a random date, July 30th, 2020. Quantity, however many you have in stock. So let's say you order 1,000. Condition, it's brand new. We know it's brand new because we're having it manufactured for us in China. Can be gift messaged and is gift wrapped available. So go ahead and click yes on both of those. So basically, this is a service that Amazon will do on your behalf. So obviously they're self-explanatory, gift messaged and gift wrapped. Amazon will actually pay you every time a customer wants one of these services. So they'll give you like an extra $5 per sale when a customer wants one of these. These are particularly useful around the holidays, and we've got Valentine's Day coming up. So if you sell a product that is particularly sought after in a holiday or Valentine's Day, if you haven't already, then come back into your listing and tick these. This is going to bump up your revenue, and this is pure profit. Amazon do not take a cut from this. So max order quantity, I set mine for 10. I always set mine for 10, and two reasons for this. The first reason is when you limit your order quantity, it's going to stop your competitors from tracking your sales if you sell more than the limit that you set. So we're setting a limit of 10. This means if you sell more than 10 products a day, your product cannot be tracked unless your competitor is using a paid tool. The second reason is if you are running a giveaway and you are offering your product at a very, very deeply discounted price, this is going to prevent your a customer from buying your entire stock. So someone learned this the hard way. Someone posted in one of the Facebook groups I'm in saying he forgot to set a max order quantity when he was doing his product giveaway. He put a 97% discount on his product, and someone bought his entire stock. So lesson learned the hard way for him. Somebody had to learn that lesson the hard way so they could teach other people not to make that mistake. Fortunately, it wasn't you that's made that mistake, and now you can avoid making that mistake simply by putting a max order quantity in there. So the offering release date, this is going to let you list your product and accept pre-orders before your stock actually arrives on Amazon. So this is going to really help with your product launch if you've managed to build up, 10, 20, 30 pre-orders beforehand. So this means when your product gets to Amazon, you're immediately going to have 30 pre-orders, and that's going to really help you get to page 1 quicker. So go ahead and just set that for today's date. And in the recommended retail price, this works similarly to the price and the sale price. So it's going to compare the recommended retail price to the price you're listing at. You want to make sure it's listed higher than your price. So we put the price here for 60. So down here, we'll put this price for $75. And then the final thing we need to do in this tab is select our fulfillment channel. Now it's pre-selected FBM, which is this top one. So FBM stands for Fulfilled by Merchant. So what that means is you are solely responsible for your goods. So when you are arranging your shipping plan from China, you would get your product shipped to your house, and then when a customer buys that product, you would personally deliver that product or have it delivered. So you would bring it to the post office and they would deliver it for you. Whereas if we tick this bottom box, which is what I suggest, this is FBA. So this is Fulfilled by Amazon. So in this instance, we would give Amazon a cut from every sale in order for them to package, store, and deliver our products for us. They also handle things like returns. Honestly, it's more cost effective and it's more time effective. So I would always recommend doing FBA over FBM unless you have your own store, like a Shopify store. If you have a Shopify store, then go ahead and tick the top box FBM. But if you are just selling on Amazon, then definitely tick the bottom box. There's no need to tick remember this for next time because every listing is going to be different. So go ahead and click continue. Now it's brought us through to the compliance tab up here. The compliance tab we actually don't need to fill in, so Amazon will fill this one in for us. So go ahead and scroll to the bottom of the page again and click continue. Now it's taken us to our photos. There's a lot to be said about photos, of which I'm not going to get into in this video. Apart from this very quick tip, your first image has to be on a white background. It's Amazon's terms of service. So if we look here, this first image is on a white background. It just so happens that all of his photos are on a white background, but they don't have to be, with the exception of the first product. And the same with this product, you'll notice it's on a white background. So every single image that is their first image has to be on a white background. It's just the way that Amazon operates. So here you would just go in and fill in your photos up to a maximum of 7. That is how many photos Amazon will let you view list in this format. If you upload any more than that, you're going to have to manually click through them, and customers don't like that. So go ahead and fill in your images and then click continue. Now, keywords and description, this is again a very, very important tab that we need to fill in. So we can ignore platinum keywords and target audience. So we just need to fill out the search terms. So the search terms is going to allow us to type in 250 characters of keywords. So it's actually 250 bytes, but that roughly translates to 250 characters. Some foreign keyboards, 1 character equals 2 bytes on some foreign keyboards. So do a bit of research before you fill this this tab in. However, generally speaking, 250 characters is what you're going to fill in. So this is where you would type in every single keyword that's relevant to your listing. So reusable produce bags. What you wouldn't need to do is then type in something like this, reusable tote bags. So Amazon don't favor a keyword more so if it's been used more than once. So we wouldn't need to include the word reusable because we've already included it at the start. Nor would we need to use the word bags because, again, we've included that here. However, another tip is that you wouldn't need to include the word bag. So it's slightly different in the fact that we've not included the plural, so an S, but Amazon will actually rank you. If you just put bag, Amazon would still rank you for bags. So don't waste a keyword on a plural if you can avoid it like that. So don't put bag and then bags, because it makes no difference to Amazon. So go ahead and fill in 250 characters here. And then once you've done that, at the end of your listing, you can actually check if you've indexed for those words. So I'll come back to that in a minute. Actually, no, I'll do that now quickly. So to check if you were indexing for those keywords, what you would do is go to your listing and select your ASIN. So your ASIN is this number here. It always begins with B0. Alternatively, you can just type in ASIN and find it at the bottom of the page here. Do ASIN there and follow this along, and then copy and paste that box there. So scroll up to the search bar and paste in that ASIN followed by that keyword. So we're going to type in this ASIN and then we're going to get one of these keywords from the title here. So if we type in, for instance, and we'll go for an obscure one, so we'll type in large, because we can see the keyword large in the title. So let's see if this product is indexed for the word large. So you can see here it's given us one search result. So the ASIN followed by the keyword, and it's shown us this product here. So that means this product is indexed for that word. So go ahead, once you've filled in your keywords, go ahead and do this for every single one of your keywords to make sure that they are indexed. Now, to verify this, what we can do is we can type in a random keyword like Batman. Go ahead and search for that, and you'll see we found 0 results for this ASIN followed by the keyword Batman. So this means we are not indexed for the word Batman, which we don't want to be, but we were indexed for the word large, which we did want to be. So that means you've listed your keyword correctly. So product description is the next thing we need to consider. So the product description is actually at the bottom of your listing. It's underneath literally everything in the listing. It's a really weird place to have the product description, but this is it here. So product description, it's pretty much a reiteration of the features. So we're going to go ahead and look at the features because this is, I mean, four bullet points here. You get 5 bullet points in the features, and the features is really what your customers see anyway. So the product description is almost irrelevant in my eyes, but I always recommend filling it in anyway, just in case someone scrolls down and they realize you don't have a product description. That could harm your listing. So product description, you would go ahead, just reiterate what you've said in your product features, but you can jazz it up a bit more because you can use custom HTML if you want. So yeah, go ahead and type in whatever you want for product description. So the next thing is product features. So this box here, these 5 bullet points, these are your product features. So what you want to do now is add more. You can do this up to 5 times and then fill out your product features. So the way I like to do this is I like to add a product feature and then describe that feature and say why it's beneficial. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out quickly. So I've filled out the product features, and you'll notice the very last one, I've actually not mentioned anything about the product feature or a product benefit. So what I've done in this last box here is I've actually said, I'll give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So this is particularly useful if you're a new seller and you don't have many reviews. So if you're new to Amazon, perhaps you haven't heard of the term social proof. So what social proof is it basically means we are more inclined to buy into something if our peers have already bought into it. So if we see a product that has lots of reviews, sometimes regardless of the actual product, we will buy it just because of how many reviews it has. But you as a new seller, you don't have social proof yet. So we need to mitigate the risk associated with buying your product. So what I always do with my listings is I include a money back guarantee for 30 days should they wish to return it. You would say something like this: we're so confident in our product and we know that you're going to love it that we'll offer you a no questions asked 30-day money back guarantee. And then say something sort of corny at the end, like you just have to try it to fall in love with it. So again, so you've got that, so you know that's just sort of your right hand. So you've hooked them in and then you give them that right hand. So you're saying just try it. You know, there's no risk in trying, because if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. But you know as the seller that they're not going to want a refund because you've done a product research and you know that your product is amazing. So that is this tab done. Click continue and it's going to take you through to more details. So when you're on the more details page, again, this is one of those pages you don't need to bother filling out. Amazon will fill this out for you. So after you've done this page, you can actually go ahead and save your listing, and this will be your product listed. So once you have done that, you can actually view your product on Amazon. So once you have saved changes, Amazon will tell you it needs 15 minutes to process the data. So go ahead and get yourself like a cup of coffee or something, go away for 15, maybe 30 minutes, come back and your listing will actually be live on Amazon. So when your listing is live on Amazon, you can actually view your listing. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. So we're going to click on here where it says view listings on Amazon, and it's going to take us through to our listing that is live right now on Amazon. So there you have it. Your listing is now live on Amazon. It's a super cool feeling the very first time you list a product on Amazon, because you know the potential that this product has. You've done the research and now you've listed it on Amazon, and you know you're just weeks away from changing your life. So guys, I really hope you liked the video. I hope you were able to follow it along step by step. I hope it was easy enough to understand. I tried to go slow in this video. One last thing before you go. So I'm going to show you an example of an average listing and of an amazing listing. And if you guys want to learn how to make this amazing listing, then I want to teach you. I have a course coming out. I'm super happy to say I have a course coming out, and I will teach you how to go from this average seller to this amazing seller, because what I'm going to show you now is going to blow your mind. So right here we can see this seller, 4.5 out of 5 stars, 101 reviews, Amazon's Choice badge. It looks pretty good so far, right? That looks impressive. But let's have a look at when this product first got to Amazon. So, date first listed on Amazon, May 23rd, 2017. Remember that date. 4.5 stars, 101 reviews, May 23rd, 2017. Now we're going to take a look at this listing here. 800 reviews, 5-star listing, 4.8 stars, but if your listing is 4.7 stars or above, Amazon will automatically give you a 5-star appearance. So we're going to go ahead and say 5-star listing, 800 reviews, and then guys, check this out. The date this was first listed, May 26th, 2017. 3 days apart, these two listings are. This listing is the newer of the listings, and yet it's got 800 reviews, 8 times the amount of reviews. No doubt, just as many more sales. So what's the difference between these two listings? Well, I would love to share everything with you, but I've got to hold some of that secret sauce back for myself. If you guys want to know how to go from being this average seller to this amazing seller, then let me know. I will be happy to teach you. I've got a course coming out soon, and it is going to be the best freaking course available. Trust me. If you guys can see that board behind me, I don't know if you can. I've been working my ass off writing on that board for days now, non-stop. And just trust me, it is going to be the best freaking course available, and I can't wait to release it. But until then guys, thank you so much for viewing, and I will see you in the next video.